Okay, so I did not record me um putting this box together, but I want you to see it. Okay, so this is the drawer. See our drawer here. So that is the drawer. I created like little knobs just to kind of create like little hangers, if you want to hang something up there, and of course our regular. So let's talk about this energy here. Okay, so I went back in and decorated this one too. This is my favorite one. I don't think I'm going to give this one away. I don't think I want to sell this one. I really like this one. This one speaks to me. I put some, I guess because it's the most different. I don't know. But we have our little things here. So, okay. Okay, so when it came to working on this box here, this one caught my attention because there are a lot of secrets. It's like a cave, a very deep cave of hidden desires, a void, very deep void. There's something going on with pressure, and it I kept feeling like this weight on top of my shoulders. So I'm just like, this person must be carrying a lot. They must have a lot of responsibilities. They, maybe they're the head of their household, of their family, but it's definitely given, I felt that the most. Like my shoulders just felt really heavy. I also picked up on like a lot of discontentment. I had a lot of things going on with my mouth. So, I do kind of pick up some childhood issues and some childhood wounds. Whenever we have things going on with the mouth, with our oral or with our genital area, there was some type of trauma or neglect that you had during that second phase, okay, of development when you were a child. So this results in trust issues. Okay, so but at the same time, I pick up something very disciplined, so naturally it just kind of feels as if this individual is like they can't help who they are. They have desires, they have thoughts. There are times to when they want to take certain risks, but I think they're just really true to who they are. So because it was giving me a lot of boundaries too. I'm just like, I'm picking up a lot, but at the same time I can't really go into depth because there are boundaries. This person creates a lot of boundaries, so I mean, okay, well, you have a choice. What are you going to do? Are you going to let go, or are you going to hold on? I feel like who you have been has been very serving to your life, people in your life. I just kind of feel like, this individual has sacrificed more of themselves. They have been very sacrificing of themselves for a long time, and for the right reasons. So, I mean, what are we looking for here? Are we looking to see what's wrong? Are we looking, I mean, maybe it's love. It's love. It keeps screaming at me. Love and emotions, affections. So I just feel like there are a lot of beautiful, hidden, suppressed feelings and emotions that this person has, like they've pushed it deep down into that cave because maybe their life is like, their life calls for them or has called for them to be something else. Maybe you had to work on being mind over matter. You had to be more in that mental space. I do. It's heavy. I pick up a lot. This person has a lot. They have done a lot. They have lived a lot. I don't know. It's just a lot. That's the key word here, a lot. When I looked in the mirror earlier today, I could tell that I was being possessed. It's by a man. Okay, because I can see like their facial features coming through in the spirit, on top of my physical face. Okay, so I'm just like, when that happens to me dealing with other people, it's we must have some of the same demons. Okay. So of course, some things just don't need to be said. What is understood doesn't need to be said. you know so of course we're not going to reveal those secrets, but I told myself, I said, okay, so I have a feeling this particular energy is going to be sticking around for a while. you know um, Maybe they find some type of comfort or freedom. you know yeah, because I mean, when it comes to our shadow selves, when it comes to us dealing with our demons, quote unquote, it's you have to learn how to love who you are wholeheartedly. So sometimes you just have to go into a place and allow yourself to just shadow the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? I feel as though I'm doing that throughout this project, because my perfectionist side is coming out. Like my sexual energy is bubbling. I'm just so ready to indulge in these projects without even thinking. But see, without me thinking, I'm out of my mind. So therefore, I am in the flow. It's not easy for some people to just free their mind. The mind is a very powerful thing, and it's very valuable. So of course I understand. But sometimes, I don't know, like George Clinton said, lose your mind and your ass will follow. For a long time, I'm just like, what the fuck does that mean? But after some time, I figured it out. I came to the realization it's not necessarily something you can explain, but it's something to where you're going to be like, right, I get what he was saying. So, but, the shoulders and just a lot of things going on with my mouth. Sometimes I will suppress a sexual urge or craving or desire with food. So I don't know if you are an emotional eater, but I have been working on that, and today I kind of realized that I had indulged in that way to where I'm eating and I'm completely thinking about sex. Okay, I can't even focus on how my food tastes. I can't even focus on enjoying it. So that tells me I'm not present. Okay, so I need to work on just being more present, like relaxing, living a little more. I'm not the type of person to watch TV, so maybe I just need to relax and watch TV and just kind of distract my mind for a little bit. Okay, there's something here too with anxiety. At this time, a part of why this individual's shoulders are heavy, it has a lot to do with people that are projecting cruelty and sending ill will towards this person. I feel like it has a lot to do with family situations, and it's triggering this person back into their own remembrance of their childhood. Okay, so anxiety, a lot of the times we are somewhere or we are doing something that we don't want to do, or somewhere we don't want to be. Okay, so your body may be going through like tension. You may feel a little like uptight. It may be sore, maybe pain, pressure in certain areas around the head, neck, upper shoulders, back, spine, whatever. Okay, so it's like your nervous system is fighting against these attacks. Okay, so they're actually helping you upgrade and move through your metamorphosis a little faster than anticipated, but that is okay, because I found myself too, moving through these boxes pretty fast. I'm thinking to myself that is a problem, because I expected to work diligently, but see, this is the issue when we just do not allow ourselves to be in the flow. And this is what it means to be in between worlds, because it's just like, what are you doing? Are you in control or are you in the flow? There's like this balance between both. Well, I don't want to be in the balance of things. I want to be in the flow because I'm being guided, and therefore, I don't know. And so I don't want to sit up here and constantly be fighting with my ego. And my ego is wanting to be Mrs. Know-It-All. Then I have to remind my ego, like, hey, come on, like, we don't know about this. Let's just relax. Let's just go with the flow. Let's just see what happens. We are protected. We don't have anything to worry about. Let's just relax. Okay. So, a friend. I don't know if you grew up the only child, or maybe you grew up with other siblings, but maybe you were very different. Maybe your parents even favored you a little more. So there's like some underlying hidden sibling rivalry. You know what I mean? So, I can't pick up on what it is particularly, so there's not much that I can help out with. I can only pick up where this person's soul is traveling, where the spirit and the soul is traveling. But it's not necessarily showing me things in depth about events or things that may have taken place. Okay? And I don't want to just give you a black and white answer, because it's easy to say it's time to move on. But the question is okay, well, how do we move on? I can't tell you how to move on if I don't have some of the details, So, whatever. I'm being blocked from that anyway. So I'm not supposed to speak on that anyway. Okay, I have a feeling you're really good at handling your issues and your problems. I just think that you need a little support, and it with you being you. Obviously, what you have been through, obviously what you're going through is not the first time that you're going through this, so it could be a trigger. If you have children, maybe you see certain things going on within your children that may be triggering your childhood. Perfect, right? It's not about what did my mom and dad do when this happened. Now you have an opportunity to shift things in a different direction and take back power over your life and over your influence over your family. Okay? So you think about how you want to handle the situation. What do you want to say? What would you have said to yourself back then? And be a friend to yourself. Okay? Because there's something real big here with you about friendship. It's kind of like I've never had like a real friend. I've never had, this and that. I do kind of pick up a lot of complexity with you. Maybe as a child you weren't a very good friend. You grew up, wanted to establish friendships, but then saw that maybe people are only interested in limiting connection, and maybe you realize that you haven't been the best friend, and it's like, how am I going to teach my children if I haven't set the example for that myself? Maybe there are a couple of things that you are realizing that have to do with your family that, you may have overlooked or maybe neglected a little bit. Today is a new day. Every day that you wake up is a chance for you to do something new and different. From this point on, be conscious of these little opportunities that come in for you to shift things. Just small gestures make the biggest ripple effect.